organizations. Okay, can we have the video?
Thank you for the question. The World Data Organization was created because we saw a simple but very important reality. Data is becoming the key resource of the digital age. It powers artificial intelligence, drives the digital economy, and increasingly shapes how societies are governed and how people live. But while technology is moving very fast, global data governance has not kept pace. Today, we face three major challenges. First, global data rules remain fragmented. Different countries and regions have very different approaches to data sovereignty, data security, privacy protection, and cross-border data flows. Because of the differences, international data cooperation often runs into real barriers. Rules do not match, standards are not aligned, and trust is still insufficient. Second, the global data divide is becoming more visible. Much of today's international discussion focuses on large language models, computing powers, and global competition in artificial intelligence. These are important issues, but for many developing countries, especially many countries in the global south, the more urgent challenge is still more basic. How to collect data, how to store data, how to build digital infrastructure, how to connect people, and how to train digital talent. In this sense, the data divide has become a new development divide. Third, we are still far from full unlocking the value of data. Data silos remain a common problem around the world. Data is being generated on an unprecedented scale, but much of this value is still locked inside individual organizations, industries, platforms, and national boundaries. Data has become a core factor of production and a strategic resource for the digital economy, but its multiplier effect has not yet been released. The international community has made many important efforts to access these challenges. The United Nations, the G20, the OECD, and other mechanisms have all made valuable contributions to the global digital economy and the data governance agenda. But these mechanisms have their own focus. Many of them are mainly driven by intergovernmental coordination. Industry and technical community, academia, and other stakeholders still need a more institutionalized channel to participate directly in dialogue, cooperation, and rule-making. At the same time, the needs and voices of Global South countries still need to be better represented in global data governance system. It is against this background that the World Data Organization was established. The inaugural assembly of WDO was held in Beijing on March 30, 2026. In his congratulatory letter to the inaugural assembly, President Xi Jinping pointed out that WDO, with the mission of bringing the data divide, unlocking data value, and advance the digital economy, provides a useful platform for deepening international data cooperation and improving global data governance. On the same way, we jointly issued the declaration on the establishment of the World Data Organization. In that declaration, we advocated the principle of extensive consultation, joint contribution, and shared benefits. Our goal is to connect the world through data and empower development through innovation. Let me be very clear. WTO is not here to replace the United Nations, the G20, the OECD, or any other existing international mechanism. What WTO aims to do is to complement that. We want to fill an important gap in the global data governance model. We want to create a platform where governments, enterprises, universities, research institutions, industry associations, technical communities, and other stakeholders can participate on a more equal basis and work together in a practical way. Data governance should not to be a conversation among governments alone. It should also involve those who create data, use data, develop data technologies, build data infrastructure, and benefit from data-driven development. This is the basic reason why WDO was created.
So thank you, Prof. So the second questions to Professor Lee and how is WDO, the new institutions, will be approaching the issue of data governance. So please, can we have the answer to that second question?
WDO will organize its work around 6 core areas. Through these efforts, we hope to advance global data development and data governance in a practical way. We want to support the circulation and use of data under the principles of compliance, security, trustworthiness, and shared development. Most importantly, we want data to better serve the development of the global digital economy. The first area is membership services and development. WDO is recruiting members globally. We want to build a membership system that brings together diverse stakeholders. Both organizations and individuals can apply for membership. Our bylaws also include an observer mechanism so that relevant institutions and representatives can attend meetings, take part in exchanges, and share their views. The second value is data governance policy research and compliance services. We'll focus on key issues such as cross-border data flows, data security, and privacy protection, and AI governance. We will conduct policy research, promote dialogue on rules, share best practice, and gradually build a global knowledge base for data governance. The third area is technological innovation and international standard. We'll promote joint innovation in data technologies, support development of international standard, and provide assessment and certification services where appropriate. The fourth area is critical data infrastructure and connectivity. We support the development of key data service infrastructure. We will work to improve interconnectivity and interoperability among digital infrastructures so that data can flow in a more secure, trustworthy, and convenient way. The fifth area is industry research and ecosystem development. We will carry out collaborative research on digital economy. With data as a key factor of production, we will publish surveys and reports with open source communities, promote efficient data use, support the integration of digital economy and real economy, unlock data value, and help build a more prosperous digital economy. The sixth area is exchange, cooperation, education, and training. We organize the World Data Congress and other public interest activities. We want to create opportunities for dialogue among different sectors and help build broader consensus on data governance and data development. At the same time, we provided digital talent training and certification services globally, offering intellectual support for the international data cooperation. Now, let me turn to the second part of the question. How can Africa contribute? I would like to begin with a very clear message. Africa is not a beneficiary of WDO. Africa is a co-builder of WDO. We sincerely invite African enterprises, universities, research institutions, industry associations, technical communities, and public organizations to join the WDO as members and to participate in all 6 areas of our work. Too often, discussions about digital development focus only on what Africa lacks. I think we should also focus on what Africa contributes. Africa has the youngest population in the world. It has enormous human potential, entrepreneurship energy, and digital creativity. In many areas, such as mobile payments, financial inclusion, community networks, and low-cost digital services, Africa has produced innovations that are globally significant. Africa's experience in data inclusion, low-cost data infrastructure, and community-based digital services is extremely valuable. These experiences are not abstract, serious. They are practical solutions developed under real conditions, often with limited resources and strong local needs. This kind of practical wisdom is exactly what global data governance needed. Of course, we also recognize that Africa still faces real challenges in data connection, computing infrastructure, algorithm development, digital skills, and institutional capacity. But it is equally true that Africa has shown remarkable creativity, adaptability, and resilience under different conditions. What WDO wants to be built with Africa is not a simple checklist of needs. We want to work with Africa as partner to develop practical Africa solutions for the digital age. I firmly believe that a global data governance system without Africa's voice is incomplete. And the digital prosperity that leaves Africa behind is not the future that WDO wants to build.
Then we have one more video for Professor Lee Jiandong to answer what to come next for WDO. Now that WDO has been established, has bylaws and a member, so can we have the video?
Looking ahead, the next phase of WDO's work can be summarized in 3 words: connection, empowerment, and co-building. First, connection. WDO will continue to build its diverse membership network, and we will give special attention to broadening Africa's participation. Today, WDO has already brought together more than 200 member institutions from over 40 countries and regions across 6 continents. These members come from 14 specialized fields, and including leading enterprise universities, research institutions, international organizations, financial institutions, and industry associations. A broadly representative and professionally influential international cooperation network is now taking shape. But to be candid, the current member of Africa members is still far from enough. It does not yet reflect the important role Africa should play in the global data governance landscape. AIS 2026 is therefore a very important starting point for us. It gives WDO an opportunity to establish more substantive connections with Africa's internet community and to expand our Africa membership network. We look forward to welcoming more African digital enterprise, technology institutions, universities, research organizations, and industry associations to join us. We hope African partners will become important participants in agenda setting, rule-making dialogue, capacity building and innovation in the global data governance system. Second, empowerment. WDO will gradually develop a set of professional services and public goods around the key issues of data governance and data development. We will first build a knowledge base on global data development and data governance. This knowledge base will provide more systematic support for our members and partners. On this foundation, WDO will also work to publish annual report and carry out sustained research on key topics related to data development, governance capacity, and digital transformation. At the same time, WDO will actively promote standard, certification, education and training, and open source community building. In standard and technical cooperation, we will focus on interoperability, trust data circulation, and secure data use across countries and regions. In education and training, we will work with professional institutions and member organizations to develop courses building knowledge frameworks and train digital talent. In open source community development, we hope to foster a more open, shared, and sustainable data innovation ecosystem. Our goal is not only to discuss data governance. Our goal is to help countries and organizations build real capabilities for the data age. We believe these efforts can bring practical improvement to data development and data utilization, especially for countries in the global south. Third, co-building. WDO will continue to serve as an international platform for exchange and cooperation. We want to have more global data governance from conceptual consensus to practical collaboration. The future of data governance cannot be designed by any single country, organization, or company. It must be built together. WDO will strengthen cooperation with United Nations agencies, regional cooperation organizations, international industry organizations, global enterprise, academic institutions, and technical communities. We will carry out joint research, joint training, joint seminars, and multi-stakeholder dialogue on issues of shared concern. We want to provide a more open space for dialogue among governments, industry, academia, and technical community. More importantly, we want this platform to produce practical outcomes, joint studies, cooperative projects, capacity building program, technical cooperation, and real applications. For WDO, AIS is an important starting point for long-term cooperation with Africa. We hope to use this roundtable as an opportunity to develop more concrete cooperation with African partners in membership participation, policy research, technical cooperation, talent training, open source ecosystem, and international conferences. Together, we can make sure that the data better serves Africa's digital transformation. And at the same time, Africa's experience can contribute new wisdom and new direction to global data governance. The history of the internet connected people. The future of the data should connect trust. If we can bridge the data divide, unlock the value